clicked. What? D.W. Low.
Hey, how do you get your yard to look this good?
Hey, how do you get your yard to look this good? Let's see what we got here.
I think your camera's a little schmutzy. Your cell phone.
camera's a little schmutzy. Oh. Okay. Well, that's a good idea to clean this off. We'll do all of them, I guess.
Because the GoPro looks clear, but
We'll do it anyway. It might just be because it's focusing on the tree. It looks like the tree it's focused on really well. So
yeah.
I don't know what
maybe it is.
you're seeing.
Schmutz.
Yeah, it's not schmutz, it's just focus.
No, it looks better.
But I don't have my glasses on, so I can't really
See? Are you going to believe me or your glassless eyes?
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So, go to the wide camera. Wide camera?
Boom.
Okay, check that one.
Yep, that's fine.
Go back to 2. Okay. Go back to 1. Very nice. Okay. We're going to go live in just a little less than 3 minutes.
Uh-oh.
What is it, babe?
Nothing. We're going live. It's always a danger.
Oh, danger zone. Highway to the danger zone.
Stop! I'm sick.
Oh, look, everybody. Dennis Cross. Hey, greetings, Kansas. Born 005 in Utah. Brad G is on here. D.W. Lowe, Neil Morgan, Talamicus. Thank y'all so much. Jim. We've had a little bit of a cold snap around this place. Sean Hudson in Texas. Thank you so much. Out in El Paso way. Very, very cool. So I got this hankering to do a Conan scenario.
Oh.
A hankering. So that's what this is going to be. I guess I don't want to talk about it. I wonder if I have my glasses over here. I don't see them. I guess I could go get them. How much time do I have?
Not enough.
Okay, I'll go get them.
No, it's the opposite of what you're supposed to do.
All right, I'll be right back.
Oh, don't leave. Can I go? I'll go.
Do a little song and dance.
Oh.
Song and dance, Bessie.
I'm not going to do a song and dance. I don't feel good. But we can look at some miniatures because he abandoned me. No, oops, wrong one. This is what he gets. Oh, look. There's pigs. And, in case anybody was curious, cabbage cart. So, all is right with the world. Ooh, stuff and things and stuff. He's taking forever. Let's see. Gosh, that was the whole extent of my stuff. Let's see. What else are we going to talk about, kids? Hi, Charlie. David abandoned me. He should be back momentarily. He's looking for his glasses, so you never know. Could be a while. Hello, Oog. I think I said that right. I'm not sure. Oh, he's coming back. I can hear him. Let's see. Oh, and I believe we have some soldiers under the archway. Always fun.
Ooh.
He's an abandoner.
That's true. That's true. All right, let's see. Is there no camel to punch? At one point, thank you, folks. Derek, thank you so much. Ugh! Charlie Stout, thank you so much. Edward Hooper. Very nice to get my special dice.
All right.
So, I like listening to audiobooks when I'm painting or working on some new cards or working on books. It's fun to have audiobooks playing in the background. And a lot of time I'll listen to Robert E. Howard stories. I've been doing a lot of the Solomon Kane stories over the last month or so. And then I got a little bit into a Conan um, kick as well. So I was listening to a fairly short one that's called Shadows in Zambula
Ooh.
from like originally published, I think, in Weird Tales, November 1935, somewhere in there, I think. So a fun little, relatively short story, but Chuck with full of action and adventure. So I started thinking about, hey, it would be fun to adapt one of those to a Pulp Alley scenario because folks oftentimes say, how do you make a scenario? And so a lot of times it's inspired by the pulps and the cereals, and I'll listen to something or I'll watch something and I'll go, hey, that looks like something that we could easily adapt. So I think one of the first things you do is kind of pick out what you think are the plot points, and it's very interesting because the plot points kind of relate to the plot points sometimes within the story. So that's what we're going to kind of play through today. Now, I'm not going to play through the entire story because I think it would be fun if we kind of leave it open ended. So we're going to go all the way through to what is probably the climactic battle for the story, but we're not going to talk about the conclusion, and we'll leave that for folks that want to go back and read this relatively short story. I would definitely recommend it.
Spoiler alert.
And we're not going to do that. We're not going to spoil the ending of it. Now, I'm going to play through several plot points in this scenario. They could be rearranged. They don't have to be laid out in the order that I'm going to be doing them. They could happen more randomly than what I'm going to do. But I decided for this, I really wanted to do it in a storyline, and I really wanted to just kind of play through the story. So we'll see. We'll see if I can get Conan through the story or not, or if he gets beat into the ground. The dice shall tell.
Yeah, we know what you did over there, putting some extra special ones up there.
All right. So, give me camera 2.
2?
So
Go.
this story starts off basically in Zambula, which is this. I guess give me 4, which is this desert town, desert city on the western fringe of the Turanian Empire, and currently it was, I guess, created by the Stygians way back when. Hey, you know what? Rather than me telling you about the history, what
boy.
if what if we had Bessie read it? Read the words of Robert E. Howard for us. Do a little story time with Bessie. Who's up for it? Is everybody up for it, including Bessie? Story time with Bessie.
Yes, but I apologize in advance for any butchering of words.
It's not important.
Well, I know, but I just want to let them know.
Okay,
Oh, does it have to be on me or can it be on?
I'll go to here.
Okay.
It's not even on you. Relax, lady.
It's on my face. It's on my face. I can feel it. It's ew.
Intrusive.
Personal space. Here, centuries ago, the armies of Stygia had come, carving an empire out of the eastern desert. Zambula was but a small trading town then, lying amidst a ring of is that
Oasis.
oasis, and inhabited by descendants of nomads. The Stygians built it into a city and settled it with their own people. The ceaseless caravans threading the desert from east to west and back again brought many riches. Then came the conquering Turians, riding out of the east to thrust back the boundaries of Stygia, and now for a generation Zambula had been Turin's westernmost outpost, ruled by a Turanian
Satrap.
satrap. The population cared little whether the king who controlled their destinies dwelt in dark Kimi
Kimmy.
or gleaming
Agripper.
Agripper. Younger Khan ruled Dambula, and men whispered that Nefertari,
Okay.
sure, the satrap's mistress, ruled Younger Khan. But the people went their way, flaunting their myriad colors in the streets, bargaining, disputing, gambling, swilling, loving, as the people of Zambula have done for all the centuries. Its towers and minarets
Mm-hmm.
have lifted over the sands of the Karamun.
Desert. Uh-huh. Yep. Very cool. Very cool. So there you have it. A little bit, a brief history of Zambula here. It is a much larger city than what is shown. This is really just the western outskirts of the city, on out on the edge of town. There was a small inn, a tavern out on the
Ooh.
western edge of Zambula, fairly nice, but also very cheap rooms. And Conan has spent most of his money on things that Conan spends his money on, and and so he was quite happy to get a room in this nice tavern, which, if it was closer to the center of town, it would be much more expensive. But for a small amount of money, he was able to get a good room in this tavern out here.
And pigs in the outer
Uh huh.
courtyard
That's true.
for looking at.
That's true. Let me see here. So Bessie read you the little story, and I would recommend you look at his story up. You could find it a lot of places. There's a lot of places that have it available for free on the interwebs. So it's not like it even costs you anything to do it. And if you're like me, you can actually find various versions of it as audiobooks, public domain audiobooks on the YouTube. So that's pretty cool too. I'm going to try and do this in 9 turns, and it's going to be relatively quick because I'm only starting with one character in play, and then things will just kind of develop from there. I'm not sure. Now, this scenario has never been played. It is similar to a few scenarios that we have, but this version of it has never been played. So that's always rife with danger as far as game balance, right? Folks often ask me, how do you balance a scenario? You balance a scenario by just throwing it together and then playing it. You can't really try to balance it out completely until you play it a few times and
Yeah.
make sure that it actually works. And that's what we have to do, me included. I'm not overly concerned about game balance the first time I play it. I try to make it balanced, but I know, because I've done this lots and lots, that frequently I will have to go back and make some small adjustments. So
Yeah.
just be forgiving and be aware that despite what Bessie says, I am not perfect. So I can't
I don't remember saying
make it
that.
always exactly right the first time out. So here is another piece of story for Bessie to read about a little bit about the tavern and maybe about leading up to the sequence where we're at right now.
Okay. Uh, Bronze lanterns carved with leering dragons had been lighted in the streets before Conan reached the tavern of
Mm-hmm. Arambaksh.
Arambaksh. The tavern was the last occupied house on the street, which ran west, a wide garden enclosed by a wall where date palms grew thick, separated from the houses farther east. To the west of the inn stood another grove of palms, through which the streets now became a road wound out into the desert. Across the road from the tavern stood a row of deserted huts, shaded by straggling palm trees and occupied only by bats and jackals.
Okay, so these are the deserted houses on the other side of the street here from the tavern, and the tavern is on the west side. So further to the west, even there are even more date palm groves, and that's where a mysterious, strange drum begins to thrum off in the distance, coming from the palm groves off to the west. Now, here are the stats for our characters this evening.
Okay.
We're going to have. I'll show you briefly on here, and if you guys want a copy of this, let me know. If you guys want to see these characters up close, so I just kind of threw them together here. Calling him the barbarian. He's got combat sense, two-fisted, fierce, and a sword. So he is level 4. So he has the normal 3 abilities. And then I gave him a sword. So that's a little bit of an extra bonus. And then there is the dancer, if and when she appears. And then there are the night skulkers. And I'm calling them a wretch, cannibal, and an animal. And that's really all we'll talk about for now.
Okay.
Let's see. Now, what else do we have? I'm going to do this one solo. So we're actually going to play this one solo using the solo deck.
Yep.
Let me see if there's anything else I need to go over right now. So I need to have the stats out so I can check those. And then there's the special rules for the scenario right there.
Okay.
So I'm calling one of the special rules for this called storyline. So it creates basically a linear path that we start with one plot point in play, which is right here around the corner from Conan. And the other plot points do not appear until
that one's completed.
Until that one is completed. So each one is completed in sequence. So you don't get plot point number 3 doesn't appear until plot point number 2 is completed. Plot point number 4 doesn't appear until plot point 3 is completed, and so on. So there is very much, a linear progression. You can't skip ahead. You can't just go, oh, well, I'll ignore plot point number 1 and I'll jump ahead because I know what the story is. You have to complete plot point number 1. So plot point number 1, as we start turn number 1. Did you shuffle these?
Nope.
You want to?
Is there a fill-in PDF available for making papers like Dave is using? I don't know if maybe stats or
I don't know. I don't know, Dennis. I'm sorry. I know there are some fillable forms. I guess I would recommend going over to the players group and checking on the players group. I know there are cards. I'm not sure if there's a fillable roster or not. It's beyond my ability to make, so I don't use them and I don't make them because I don't know how. So the ones that are on there, I believe, are all made by other people and are available for you all to use. So we're starting turn number 1. As normal, we'll be drawing cards. Let's see. I don't think anybody else starts in play. I think we assume that Conan has already realized that he is in a trap set by Aram Baksh in his tavern. He has already slain one Night Skulker man eater in his room that came into his room to try and stop him. And now he has come out into the street to look around and see if there are any more trying to come at him, and of course there will be. So, plot point number one is simply done by moving up to it. The special rule for this scenario is that as soon as the player character comes into contact with it, X. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have. I
Oh,
should
we
have.
should have drawn.
I should have drawn a. He drew furious, so he wakes up furious,
I can see that.
and he's got to. He's got to. He woke up in a state, realizing that someone had snuck into his room. He knew that he had locked the room, but somehow this night skulker got into his room and he springs from the bed and slays it, and so he knows he's in a trap. He's furious now. He has to roll for this challenge on this card, however. So I got to roll 2 successes with might or cunning. Well, I know which one Mr. Canan
He's
is
very
gonna
cunning.
is gonna go with here. We're gonna use our might. He's got 4 die 10 in might. 4 die 10, easy peasy. Gets his 2 successes, and that becomes an attach card. So it says pass. This character ignores all multiple combat penalties. Attach until the end of the scenario. So this will remain attached to our Cimmerian, our barbarian. And now he will continue his activation. And he's going to come around here looking for trouble. And guess what? He's going to find it. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw an X. Man eaters appear. So one man eater appears on the table, 1d8 inches. And sometimes, remember what the rule says, the man eater appears on the table 1 die 8 inches in a random direction. So people sometimes ask me, when you roll the random direction, what if it means that the Night Skulker is off the table? Well, the very first thing it says is that it appears on the table. So it must appear on the table, not off the table. So 1 die 8 inches in a random direction. So 5 inches straight ahead of him, somewhere out here. Now, him touching that plot point and making the baddie appear does not end his activation, and that's just a special rule for that plot point number one. So as soon as he comes into contact with it, that's what makes the baddie appear. Now his activation continues, and he's only moved about 3 inches. He will go ahead and continue his activation and rush at this fellow. He will be throwing his sword skill here of 4 die 10, and the man eater, who are used to attacking things in their bed, is only rolling 3 die 6. Now that's not bad, and we'll have to be careful about that. So Kanan gets a 6, a 9, and an 8. Now the booga booga, the man eater, gets a 6 and a 5. So now we have to look at this and tell ourselves how dangerous are we going to play this? Look at this. Now, what do you think, Bessie? We're starting the scenario off. Do we just go, you know what? The man eaters are cannibals, frenzied cannibals, and they automatically pass 1 dice health check. So that means the most we could do is block 1 and make it roll a 2 dice health check. And I think that's what we'll do.
That's what I was
We'll
thinking.
play it a little bit cautious there. We'll block 1 of its dice. Because we only have 1 character in play. We've got to be a little bit cautious.
Yeah.
So the man eater is going to have to roll a 2 dice health check, and it is down. And the special rule for this one is when they go down, they are removed from play. So it is gone, and now our barbarian will have to roll a 1 dice health check, and he passes it. He takes a scratch across his arm. He's bloodied, but he is not bowed. So that ends the scenario. That ends his
Well, that's
activation.
it.
That's it. That's all. I hope you enjoyed that one. So that ends his activation, right? Remember, a fight always ends your activation. And what it says for plot point number 1 is if there are no man-eaters on the table, then it is passed, and that means plot point number 1 is now removed. So plot point number 1 is completed. We're going to get a blue card.
Did we abscond with them?
I wonder, did I eat all the, what happened to my blue cards? Is this March now?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Wednesday
Okay.
will be March.
Okay. So, boys and girls, remember this is our 10-year anniversary. March officially is our 10-year anniversary for the release of Pulp Alley. So we're pretty excited about that. And we're going to be doing a bunch more giveaways over the course of March. So you don't want to miss any of these videos because they're going to be giving stuff away. We ought to try and do something today, don't you think?
Yeah.
So why don't you go over to the handy pile of stuff? Well, first mix those up and let me pick one. Do this one here. So this, as an action, I can extend the scenario a turn. Okay. I feel like I would have rather had a something beefy there. Conan is furious.
Oh, we get to pick put out the second plot point.
And we get to put out the second plot point. It appears 12 inches from the first plot point. I should have left that out there, but it was right there. It's going to appear over here in this alley. What that means is that Conan hears a scream in the distance.
Ah.
Conan hears a scream off in the distance, and so at this point, what he's really wanting to do is figure out how to get back into the tavern because he wants to get his revenge on Aram Baksh. But as he's coming around the corner here of the tavern to get back in, he hears a scream of a woman in danger, in peril, and he is going to try to rush to her aid.
And he can't not.
Yeah, he can't not, right? As the
oh, look at me.
oh,
I hear a scream.
I hear a scream.
I think that's how he walks.
That's how I walk.
Those noises.
Okay. Let's see. So what are we doing now? That ends the turn.
We pulled a bullet. We have no recovery checks.
Pulled a bullet. No recovery checks.
So you're going to activate and get a card.
Let's see. Yep. He's going to activate and get a card. And he drew Sprint. And Sprint says that it's an attached card again, and you attach it until it is used. So, that's actually fairly handy.
An extra 3?
Yeah, an extra 3 inches on a run. So it's attached until it is used. All right. So the other thing that happens at the start of the turn is that 2 more baddies appear.
2.
Based off of the X value there. So 2 more baddies, and they appear randomly around the barbarian. Okay, so that one's off this way. And that one's behind him. Okay. All right, well. What did I draw? Oh, I drew Sprint. Oh, okay. Well, that's not bad.
I'd use it.
Yeah, I think I might. So here, we could either get bogged down into a brawl with these guys, or we could just take off running for that plot point. So a big 12-inch run is going to get us about 3 inches short of the plot point. Well, we have sprint. So what do you say we just go ahead and burn it? Wow, that was fortuitous. So what happens when I touch plot point number 2? When the barbarian comes into contact with plot number 2, place X man-eaters 1 to 8 inches in random direction. The barbarian continuous activation is normal. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so he's going to get to the plot point. He's got 1 inch of movement left, which isn't a lot. And then we're going to get X baddies, which we only get 1. And it is 7 inches off that way. Well, no real reason to even move that guy. So he's appearing off this way. Which camera am I on, babe? Okay. So he's appearing off. So now look at him. He's kind of getting cornered there.
And we got to clear off all 3 of these.
I know it. We're going to have to clear all 3 of them to
in order to pass that plot
point. To pass that plot point. So again, the plot point you think of this as the plot point challenge. This isn't a normal plot point. The plot point is an encounter, and that's what creates the monsters. When you touch it, monsters are created. And then to pass the plot point, every man-eater on the table is going to have to be removed. So that's actually going to be a little bit harder than we're saying there, because let's see, 4. Because as they activate, they're going to have to draw cards too. So when that one activates, it's the second character that's activated. This character cannot perform actions and cannot run. That's only going to get him about 6 inches, and that's going to get him 1 inch short of Canaan. Okay. Actually, the baddies can't do it anyway. The next one that activates will get a card as well. So that was first character, second character, third character, draws a shortcut, rolls for the challenge, thinks it's going to take a shortcut. It wants to try and get to Conan. It's going to try and take a shortcut over this wall, apparently, and has to roll for the challenge. Roll for the challenge below. So it's having to roll 2 dice with finesse or cunning, which it cannot do. Fails, it takes 2 hits. Okay, so it fails, it takes 2 hits. And it failed its roll as well. And it is down and it is removed.
Yay.
And that was all 3 of the solo cards. So that was 3 solo cards drawn at the start of the turn for the first 3 characters that activated. And now we have 1 left, and all it's going to do is rumble 6 inches towards it. Saw a fleeting movement like a panther in the night. It saw something moving through the darkness, and it is searching, sniffing the air as it scrambles forward, looking for what is prey. And that actually ends the turn, doesn't it?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So as we start turn number 3, we'll start with this baddie up here. Will be the first to act. Conan. Conan will be the first to activate. What is it, sweetheart?
When do we do the X? Because it says until plot 4.
Okay. So it'll be right now.
Okay.
So we're gonna draw and get another baddie. So 1 baddie appears. 6 inches inside the 6 inches inside the tavern over here. All right. So Conan is the first character that has to activate. Because he is the player character, he always has to activate first. NPCs always activate second. Mm-hmm. So just reminding you when you're playing solo that what? Or last. Yeah, last. All right, so roll for the challenge below. This says when it counts. So he's going to have to roll 2 successes with might again. So here we go. 2 successes. Got it. And so that's another attach until it is used card. So you can attach that until it is used to get him a bonus. Now, Conan. So I think what he's going to do, I guess give me 2. Yeah, that's a better one. So I guess he's just going to go after this fella here. So he's going to take a step towards that fellow and throw 4 die 10 at it.
Okay.
And the fellow will reply with 3 die 10. So here is Conan. Need to remember he's got that sword. So 2 8s and a 4. So he's got his big broadsword, which Robert E. Howard describes. And the baddie rolls 3 die 6 and gets a couple 2s and a 5. You know what? I guess I'm gonna re-roll my D10.
Okay.
And we'll see if I can get something better than a 2. And it turns into a 10. So I'll go ahead and use that 10, and I'll block his, and I'll give him 3 hits. So I'll have to roll a 3 dice health check. And that's enough to fail, and he goes down and is removed from play. So now the baddies are going to start activating, and he drew a...
Which one are we doing it for?
Oh, the closest.
Okay.
We're doing this one right here.
Okay.
What camera am I on?
2,
Okay,
right?
you can see it. All right. So that's the one that's activating. It drew a move along that has no effect, and it will activate. So we know he's 6 inches away or thereabouts. We're going to have him leap over the wall. Yeah! And attack. We made the wall a difficult area, so normally a character would have to that was moving fast would have to roll for a peril. The NPCs ignore that sort of thing because this is their area, their hunting grounds, so they know where the handholds are and things like that to get over the wall. So this is their stomping grounds, so they don't roll for those sorts of perils. So it leaps over the wall at Conan there and is attacking with 3 dice 6. Conan would normally lose a dice here because of the previous combat, but he is seeing red right now, right?
Yes.
He has sunk his sword into flesh. He is bloodied and he is furious now. So remember, he picked up that solo card called Furious, and that allows him to ignore the multiple fights penalties. How awesome is that? So he's going to be throwing his full 4 die 10 against the 3 die 6. And here's the 3 die 6 from the cannibal. 4. Here is the 4 die 10 from our barbarian. And he got a 6, a 4, and 2 5s. Well, there's absolutely no reason to re-roll any of his dice, so he will use his broadsword and try and block that hit. And it does not. So now Conan has an ability called Combat Sense. And normally the cannibal would get to decide how the blocking occurred. But because Conan has Combat Sense, he gets to choose the blocking whenever he's fighting an enemy that is lower level. So as we look at this, what do you think, Bessie? I think we go ahead and block it and give it 3. We don't want to take the chance here, so we're going to block it and still give the cannibal 3 hits. Cannibal goes down and is removed from play. Blood splattered across the desert sands. There's still one baddie in play. Let's see. So he's going to have to draw a card. He drew a When It Counts. Well, that's bad. The character gains a +1 bonus to might, finesse, or cunning until it is used. Okay. So that means he's still going to go ahead and continue his activation. And he's within 12 inches, and he comes around here. Conan spins. He hears the soft feet coming through
Pitter-patter.
the desert, coming through the desert sand. Conan whirls around, slashing instinctively with his broadsword.
No, he does.
Yeah, he does. Now he would have lost like what 2 or 3 dice
Yeah.
here, but because he's furious, he's not losing a single dice, and he's throwing 4 die 10. Let's see, the baddie's the active character, so we'll roll for him first. 5 and a 6, a 5 and a 6. Conan. Oh, only got a 4. Yeah, we're
Oh.
definitely gonna re-roll one of those. Turned it into a lower dice. Was that a 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so he couldn't block even if he wanted to. And a 4 is going to do
Oh
absolutely
my
nothing.
gosh.
A 4 is going to do absolutely nothing. Doggone it. Man, we almost had it there. Almost had it. And that means more baddies are going to
Oh,
appear on
man.
him. So the one hit does nothing. And Conan's going to have to roll a 2 dice health check. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. All right, here is the roll. And he
Phew.
is not injured. He is not injured. All right, so that ends the turn, right? Does that end the turn?
I believe so.
Boy, having a hard time getting rid of these guys, especially since you draw X as we start the next turn, and another one appears. All right, so let's see where it is. 5 inches off this way. So hearing the fight, another baddie comes running up from behind, running from the date grove. And as we're starting this turn now, let's see, that was that. So as we're starting this turn, Conan activates first. He draws a stand firm. Roll for the challenge below. Okay, 4 die 10. 4 die 10 in might. And he got it. 2 successes. Pass. Shift this character's recovery checks up 1 dice. All right.
Sweet.
So that is an attach card. So he is getting angry now. He's angry and he's motivated. At this point in the story, he would have actually seen the lady that let out the scream, a dancer of Zambula, who
Ooh.
was being chased by the man eaters. So she's over there in the darkness, waiting to see possibly if the barbarian can finish these guys off. So let's just see how it goes. So I drew a card for Conan. He's going to be the first to activate, and here we go. He will attack the monster. 4 successes this time. The monster.
1 success.
1 success. All right. Well,
Gonna.
yeah, I guess.
Oh wait, you can make him reroll.
Oh yeah, we'll make him reroll with the sword. All right, so
Yay.
it's a miss, and he's going to have to roll a 4 dice health check. And this one is split in twain.
Ooh,
Split
but
and
very
ripped.
close.
All right, so the next character to activate draws a watch your back. Character immediately encounters the peril below. Has to roll 1 success with might, finesse, or it's got 3 dice in might, so it can do that.
Okay.
So as long as it gets 1 success,
Got it.
got it. So it will continue its activation, and it will rush at the barbarian. So it is rolling 3 dice 6. The mad brawl in the streets. A 6 and a 4.
All right, come
Conan
on.
rolls.
You can reroll that one if you wanted to.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to. Turned it
Yay!
into into a
Yay.
7. Okay, how dangerous are we going to play this, Bessie? I guess we're going to block 1.
Block
we're going to dock
one?
1 and make the baddie roll a 3 dice health check.
Oh my gosh.
Doggone it. And Conan has to roll as well. And
does he get a reroll?
He failed. He does not.
Shoot.
So, as we start the next turn.
Hold on, he gets a recovery check on
Recovery check.
Boo
Yep.
boo.
Looking around.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry. He has the stand firm, so he should have rolled a D8. He should have rolled a D8 for that, not a D6.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
still fails it. Okay.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
boys and girls, the dice of doom say no. The dice of
Is that
doom
an
are
average
saying no. Yeah, that's a pretty average roll for Dave. Okay. So I haven't been able to get these guys down.
I know,
Doggone
they're
it.
sticking.
And the thing is it really shouldn't have been that hard. It's just I'm not getting my rolls. One more appears. Oops. 4 inches off that way. Four inches off this way. Okay.
Yeah, that one time we got real close.
I know. That was awful. So now we're going to go ahead and the storm is the card that I drew. It just says instead of the one character, they'll all draw, which there's not enough on here. So it's just the same thing. Basically, it has no effect. So Conan goes first. 4 die 10.
Is he hurt?
Yes, he is hurt. So 4 die 8. Seven and a 5. Not a great roll.
Not a great roll.
Baddie got a 4.
You can.
I'm gonna re-roll my D8. Yeah. Turn it into a 7. I'm gonna have to block it and make him do a 2 dice health check.
Yeah, hopefully he fails it.
Okay, he failed and he's in the dirt.
Yay.
So the next one is going to activate, and it drew a watch your head. He's going to have to roll 1 success with finesse or cunning. Can't do that. He'll get the D6 for both of those. And he passed it. So he passed the peril, and he's going in. He's rolling 3 die 6 to take down the barbarian. 6 and a 5. Barbarian's rolling 4 die 8. Boy, he would have been in a lot of trouble. Oh my gosh.
Reroll.
He would have been in terrible trouble.
Oh, shit.
Wow. The dice of doom say no.
Do you need me to roll for you?
Holy crap. Like both of those turns, that should have been different. But, the dice have spoken.
The dice.
So he is getting stuck in that alley with just these monsters. And the terrible thing is it doesn't kill the thing because one hit does nothing.
Yeah.
So that means Conan can use his. What did I roll? Was this? What did I have?
5.
Was it a 5? Okay. So I can use it to block one of his, and then I'll still have to roll a 1 dice health check and pass that. Get a recovery check at the end of the turn. Fail that. God dang. Oh, should have used a D8. Doggone it.
Oh my God.
Failed. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. Oh.
The dice, man. The dice.
Oh my God. It's just not going to get it there. So at the start of the next turn, I'm going to pull a bullet. start of the next turn, one more is added. 6 inches off that away. And let's see. Conan draws an on guard. Try to pass the challenge below. 4 die 8. Got 2 successes. It says on guard. You get a +1 bonus when you are ready. So he will activate now. Oh no, he's already activated. That's what brought that. So he'll have 5d8 against this monster. 3 successes. 6, 5. Okay, and then 3 die 6 for the monster. 3 6s.
Maybe make him reroll. Or reroll one of
I'll
your
reroll
own.
one of mine. An 8. Okay.
Well, you could block.
Well, at most I could do is
Or-
block 2.
Yeah.
At most I could do is block 2. And I guess I'll do that because I'm already injured.
Yeah.
Can't
that's
really
true.
afford another injury, so it will have to roll a 2 dice health check. And it is gone.
Okay. All right.
And then Conan has to roll
Now,
it.
does he still get to shift his dice type up?
Not-
That's
just for recovery.
recoveries. Okay.
I took a hit too, didn't I?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And he passed it. Oh, boys and girls. So the next one activates and it is moving in. It's rolling 3 die 6. Nothing. Conan is not ready anymore, so he's only rolling 4 die 8. A4.
A reroll.
God dang.
Oh my god.
Whew.
Bro. That last one every time.
So really, all 3 of those fights should have gone differently. It's just the dice of doom kicking in there. We're gonna need to give something away. What do you got there?
The can cozy.
Cane cozy. Oh, is that what we're calling it now?
Well, some people call it different things.
The can. You're wanting to call it a cozy? Is that
You
what
can
you're
call it
wanting to
whatever you
call?
want.
Okay, we're gonna call it a cozy now.
No, you call it a cozy.
The can cozy? That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Anybody want that? That's pretty cool. We should do a giveaway. We're gonna try and give this away live next Thursday. We'll do some kind of password or some kind of entry word for the giveaway. Oh, sweetie, this is like I'm actually running out of time now. Even like 9
I
turns,
know.
like 3 turns. I've been held in this alley for like 3 turns. Just not going well there. I guess I would have a recovery check, right?
Yeah.
Why do I keep forgetting that I have a D8? That is so goofy. Because it doesn't matter what I roll, it's always going to fail. Wow. That is
I don't think you did
that
your
is
juju
9
today.
kinds of hideous. Yeah. Just standing there in that
Oof.
alleyway, held in place forever. Draw and get one more is going to be added 2 inches off this way. Good God. Shouldn't be this hard.
Man.
Shouldn't be failing all those recoveries. So Conan attacks. 2 successes out of 5d8. Oh, good God. You know what? I'm probably forgetting there. No, probably not. 6 out of 5.
Should
Okay.
we add a new one?
I did. Yeah,
Okay.
right there.
Oh, I see it.
That's
Okay.
what that guy
No, I
right
see
there
it.
is. Reroll, get nothing. God damn.
Whoa! That's 2 pennies.
Oh, this is so bad. Well, I can't afford to
You can't
block
block
any.
it.
I can't afford to block any because then it's going to do absolutely nothing. I can afford to block it because it will attack
Yeah.
on its turn. All right, I'm gonna block it. I'm gonna knock it out. I'm gonna block both of its, and so it has now activated. Draws a watchful eye. Can't activate. Can't pass the challenge down there. So it's gonna can't move during this activation, which it wasn't going to do anyway. Then and then it fights. Don't need to draw another card. Then it fights. Let's see.
So what do
So
they fight
it'll
with?
have 2 dice.
Oh,
Our
yeah, 'cause
barbarian will have 4 dice. So it attacks 5 and a 5. Oh my gosh. Conan, make sure I'm not forgetting something. Okay.
Oh.
5 and a 4.
A reroll, reroll.
Reroll one of these. Okay. And again, we'll just say take them all. At this point, we'll just go for blood. So we're just going to say take them all. Not going to block anything. Conan will have to roll a 2d8 health check.
Yay.
Passed it. The
Three.
the monster will have to roll 3 dice. Failed and gone. And then the next monster moves in.
He gets a card too, yeah.
It gets a card. Missing clue. Okay. You can't pass it. Means he can't run for this activation. But he doesn't have to run to get onto Conan. So he'll roll 3 dice 6. A4.
Okay.
Kanani will roll 4 die 8. Man, imagine if I hadn't have got that. I'll reroll that 1.
Yeah, this would be a totally different game
Okay.
if you hadn't gotten
I guess
that.
I'll go ahead and
Furious.
block his 4 and deliver 3 hits. What are the chances? Oh my God. I don't even want to roll this. I don't even want to roll this. It's like, I know it's going to be 3 successes under there. It's just like impossible for it not to be. Boys and girls, if you haven't already, please take a moment and get subscribed to our channel of doom. Get subscribed to our little channel. Be sure and hit that like button for us. We really appreciate it if you hit the like button. Who's all on here? Phil's on here. And Charlie Stout, are you seeing my horrible dice today? This is so bad. This is so bad. Shake the dice cup, Charlie says. Oh, that's what I'm not forgetting to do. See, Oog knows taste of steel. Bucket of cursed dice. Neil Morgan is on here. Thank you so much. All right, let's find out what is under the cup. If you're already a subscriber, make sure you hit that bell so you get a notification when we upload a new video. Under the cup is no successes at all, and the monster's finally dead.
Hey,
Oh
guess
my God.
what? You passed that plot
Oh my
point.
God, that took way
Congratulations. You've passed plot
Way
point
too
number
long.
2.
Holy cow. So I get another blue card, a +1 to his finesse. Yeah, I just don't have the time to get it even done now. Spending way too much time in that alleyway. That's completed. The plot point number 3 appears 12 inches away. We're going to put it in this alley over here. And the dancer joins the game.
Yay.
So the dancer comes up to join in the frolicking.
Now, where does she start at?
She comes into play in contact with the barbarian. So she rushes to him, her savior.
Oh, try a reroll with the D8 for your recovery.
doing my D8 roll, a recovery check.
Yes, that's what I meant to say.
Recovery check.
Oh, but you can't extend the turn. You can extend the game by a turn.
Okay, rolled a 1 on my recovery. How many ones is that for my recovery check?
Well, I don't keep count, but
I
I
know
think
you don't
that's
keep
about 3.
count. So he continues injured. That's turn number 6, or we're starting turn number 6. We're starting turn number 6. New plot point is in play. We're gonna get some monsters. 1, D8 from the barbarian, 1 inch away. Oh, the baddie is like coming around the corner. Let's see. Now what?
Got to move to the next plot point.
Got to move to the next plot point. Okay. So I think. So at this point in the story, the dancer now convinces the barbarian to try to save her fiance, her lover. She says that her name is Zabibi. She is a dancer of Zambula. She has danced at the court of Satrap Younger and Nefertari and his mistress Nefertari. Um, and so she begs Conan to go save her betrothed, not her betrothed, her lover,
Oh, wait, he's not her betrothed?
Alafdal, who is a young noble, promising noble who was poisoned by Totrasek, the high priest of Haruman, basically out of jealousy. So trying to eliminate Alafdal from the picture so that he could have Zabibi. Um, so she convinces the barbarian to save her betrothed. Can't even save himself, so I don't know if that's going to work out so well for him.
No, it's going to be fine.
All right. And we're off. So now I guess I have to decide which of these characters that we're going to activate first. Let's see here. I don't know if I just take off running. I don't know if I just take off running and try to get off the over there. What do you think?
You might as well.
Oh,
look, a cabbage cart.
Is there a cabbage cart over there?
Start running.
All right. I'm gonna activate Conan first. He drew a no shot. That means he can't shoot.
Mooch. Right?
Yeah. Can't shoot anyway. Yeah. So I guess he's just gonna run 12 inches. Now this plot point is actually resolved as normal. So that means it has to be done as a challenge. So he runs over here, dragging his bleeding body behind him. Then she's going to activate. Let's see here. On guard is what she draws. So she has to try and pass the challenge below. She can do that finesse. 3 die 8 in finesse. 1, 2, 3 die 8. She needs 2 successes here. She got the 2 successes. Ooh. So she takes the on guard card, and that is attached to her now. And I guess she'll just take off running 12 inches too. And that'll put her basically on top of her fiance.
Oh.
So she's like, help me save him. So the fiance. So the fiance,
the poor baby,
basically has to be subdued, convinced he has been, he's crazy right now. He has been put under some sort of drug by the priest of Haruman, and so he's crazy right now. She begs the barbarian not to harm him, just subdue him, which neither of them can do it this turn because they had to run. And then we continue the fighting. Still have 12 inches, so monster comes at the barbarian.
Okay, let's see it.
Monster comes at the barbarian. Oh, can't see it from that angle. I guess go back to the other one. That's better. Monster's throwing 3 dice 6. Got nothing. Kanani.
Did you add an extra for being ready? Oh, no, he's not ready.
5 and a 6. I'll re-roll one of those. And get nothing. So the monster will have to roll a 2 dice health check. And it is down and out.
Yay! Okay, is it the start of a turn?
Yep.
Do we put 3 bullets in?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that was turn 6. Here is, I probably shouldn't have ran that turn. That probably should have been the turn I tried. Here's his recovery check. Gosh. Bless Almighty.
Ooh. Woof.
That's like...
It's number 2 on 3s.
Oh, my gosh.
That's
Let's
pretty
see.
bad.
So now they're going to try to do the plot point. She draws a held in place, cannot move. Luckily, she's already in contact with the plot point. So here is her peril. 2 with finesse or cunning. We're going to be doing the 3 die 8. 3 die 8. Looking at her cards, her abilities. She could discard a card. Remember when you're playing solo and an ability asks you to discard. If you're confused by that, make sure you go back and read the solo rules because there's a rule for it, right? If an ability asks you to get discarded, you go, well, how can I do that? Because I don't have a hand. It actually tells you how in the rule book. So if an ability says that you have to discard, simply that means is you have to remove a attached card from one of your characters. Doesn't matter which character you remove it from. You have to remove an attached card from one of your characters to pay for that ability. So now I have to decide. I don't think I can really afford these are all. I guess I could get rid of that stand firm because that's doing is boosting my recovery checks, and doesn't matter how big of a dice I'm rolling, I can't make it. I'm gonna have to just go with it, and she's gonna try and get 2 successes on 3 dice. Is that on there? Okay, 2 successes on 3 dice, and she does it. So she gets past the peril, and the plot point is a move along. So we could say that with Conan's help there and her soothing voice, she is able to calm Aramdal down to the point that Conan is able to subdue him and tie him up with his sword belt. And then they carry him inside this building next door or something like that. And that causes the next plot point to appear. So the next plot point that appears is plot point number 4, and that means that finally the they're out of range of the Night Stalkers, or not the Night Stalkers, the Night Skulkers is what Robert E. Howard called them. one of the terms that he uses. He also called them man eaters and cannibals and stuff like that. Um, so now that plot point number 4 is in play, we don't deal with the night skulkers anymore. So I guess that was turn number 7. So we have turn number 8 now. And here we go. Turn number 8. So the first thing that we're going to do, what camera can I use? So the next plot point appeared over, that's wrong camera. The next plot point appeared around the corner over here at the Temple of Haruman. So, of course, Zabibi convinces the barbarian to take their revenge upon the priest Tatrasek over here at the Temple of Haruman. So now he's got to go slay the priest of Haruman. So the betrothed is tied up and with his belt and thrown into the doorway there for safekeeping until he calms down from the being crazy from the drugs. We're going to activate Conan first. He drew a sprint again. Okay, so that's an attach card. I guess I'm going to go ahead and just, let's see. So if there's no way around it. I'm going to have to just move 6 inches this turn. He's going to move 6 inches this turn, and he's going to use his reward card. Was that? Can you guys see that? He's going to use his reward card to extend the scenario 1 turn. So that was the first reward card that he drew. So as an action, so I can only move 6 inches and use it. So he's going to extend the scenario 1 turn. Now, remember that doesn't mean that you lose the reward. It's still yours. It just means that you have performed that action. That's all it means. All right, and then we're going to activate Zabibi. Or not, yeah, Zabibi. She draws a foul play. The closest enemy to this character encounters a peril. There are none, so that'll be a nothing card there. And so she is going to run all the way to the plot point. And so she'll be at the plot point. Did I put a bullet in? I'm going to put, this was turn 7, putting another bullet in. I don't think we're going to get there, but we'll play it out anyway. So that ends turn 7. I don't know if I forgot to do my recovery check last turn. Here is my recovery check for turn 7, and it is a failure once again. Okay. All right. New turn, starting turn 8 here. Turn 8. So I guess we're going to, I got turn 8 and turn 9. I don't think there's any way that I'm going to actually complete the scenario, not the way it's written today. Not with all those delays that I had inside the in that alleyway over there. All right. So over there, we'll go to camera 2, and I think I'm going to go ahead and activate Zabibi first. She drew a no shot. This character cannot roll any shoot or place a burst this turn, so that's irrelevant. Technically, that counts, and this is a really good card actually at this moment, because that says attach until the end of the turn. Attach until the end of the turn. So that card officially is attached to her. So that was actually pretty handy because that'll help show you guys what I'm going to do right now. So for her activation, what she's going to do is attempt that plot point. So she will draw and get her peril, and it is a 1 with might. Well, that's not a great deal for her. She's only got 2 die 6 in might. That's only 1 success, so she's got a fairly decent chance at it, but she's got to get 1 success with might. She only has 2 die 6. And what this plot point is basically finding and forcing open the secret door, the secret entrance to the Temple of Haruman. And she got the 1 success that she needed. So that is completed. And then she draws and gets a 1 with cunning. So she draws in now to get the so the first one was the peril. That's the plot point. She's got to roll 1 success with cunning. She has 3 die 8 in cunning, and one of her abilities is called plan. To use it, she's got to discard a card to gain a +1 to her dodge or to her cunning. So she has a card attached. So to power that ability, I've either got to remove an attached card from Conan or from Zabibi. Well, all of Conan's cards are really nice and I like them. The one that's attached to Zabibi is actually a bad card. So the rule says that I can remove any card from any character, and that's going to be the card that I'm going to remove, that no shot. So even if it has a negative effect, you can still use it to power your discard ability. And there it is. All right, so that'll get her up to 4 die 8. 4 die 8, and here is the roll. 4 die 8. Here is the roll. She only needs 1 of these. All right, so she passed it, and what occurs on that turn is that she now disappears. As the door to the Temple of Haruman opens, Conan, who you see standing off a ways, look at this. Let's see, I'll go to camera 4. So he sees her up there trying to open the secret door, and all of a sudden the door comes open and a hand reaches out, a huge hand reaches out and grabs her, pulls her inside, and then the door slams shut behind her. The door slams shut behind her. How about that? And Zabibi is nowhere to be seen. Conan is going to activate next. Okay, he draws a double down. Draw and play 2 solo cards on the enemy closest to this character, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so there are no enemies closest to this character, so it will have no further effect. And then he'll continue his activation. He'll move his 6 inches now up to the plot point. Blip, 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 blip. And how he will attempt the plot point on turn number 8. All right, here we go. So on turn number 8, he's attempting the plot point, and he needs a peril. He gets up to the plot point, and you see him, and he starts banging with the hilt of his broadsword onto the wall, trying to bust it open. The peril that he draws is 3 successes with might, finesse, or cunning. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, he has 4 dice in might, so he's going to be using might. Ah, damn it. Damn it. 3 successes. Well, a fitting end. When it counts, Okay, so I've got a When It Counts card. Gain +1 might. All right, so he's going to use his When It Counts. That was an attach card. So he's going to attach that, or he's going to use it to gain a +1 might. And now that'll get him up to 5d8. All right, so he needs 3 of these. Can he do it? He's trying to force open the secret door. And of course he fails it. Of course. Why would we even think I was going to pass that roll? That was outlandish. All right. So he fails the roll, and he'll have to roll a 3 dice health check. I'll have to roll a 3 dice health check as well. Oh, on the wrong camera. Okay. 3 dice health check. That'll end his turn right there. And he fails that as well. So now he's down to a d6 health. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Okay. So he's going to roll his recovery check. Here's his recovery check. And it's a 1. It is a 1 for his recovery check, boys and girls, and he's now down to a d6 health. Whoo!
How's it going?
Whoo! It's bad. It's so bad. All right. That so extended the turn. So now that's gone. So now we're starting turn number 9. I rolled my recovery check. Already failed it with a 1. What is this card from? Okay. We don't get any more monsters. So all we have is to activate Conan. He drew a Make It Count, which won't matter at all. He will attempt the plot point again. He drew a 2, Peril with Finesse or Cunning. Well, he's got 3 dice in Finesse.
Does
But
that add his extra?
Oh, no, it doesn't. No, he actually has an extra dice. So he'll get 4 dice. Thank you for reminding me. So he'll get 4 dice and he needs 2. And he got it. So he's going to get to move on to the plot point.
Is it not the...
It's not the final. No.
Oh.
I drew a Watch Your Back. So I drew 1 with Finesse, Might or Finesse. So he'll use his Might again. Needs 1 success here. And he got it. Okay, so that is completed. So what happens when he passes the 4th challenge is that he finds his way into the temple. And let's see. I'll just skip this. He finds his way into the temple, but he is confronted by Totrasek's massive guardian as he wanders into the temple, wounded, 2 injuries now. About as bad of a situation as you could possibly hope for here. There's actually like no way for him to pass this. We'll just say it's this massive fellow, big muscly fellow. Oh, let's make it something like a giant snake.
Ooh, I like that.
Haruman would be more appropriate if it was a big ape.
Perfect.
But
Even
strangely, the ape is laughing maniacally as Conan comes into the room, knowing that he is about to be crushed. Okay. Knowing that he is about to be crushed. So for the final challenge, and this is the last turn of the scenario, is a test of strength. And the way it's written in the scenario, it is a normal plot point. That means he'll have to pass a peril first, but then for the final challenge of strength, um, he's got to wrestle the mighty gorilla, and to defeat it, he's got to roll six successes with might. And boys and girls, there's no way he can do that in a single turn, right? He would have to have used a long action to do it. So that will be the end. Regardless of how it goes, he can't get six successes in a single turn. So it's not really like a normal fight. Instead, the gorilla comes up and latches its massive claws around
Oh.
Conan's neck. And then Conan latches his hands around the gorilla's neck, and it becomes a test of strength as the two of them see who can choke the other one. It is he'd have to pass a peril first, of course. So 1 with finesse. He has 3 die 6 in that.
4 die 6?
No, in finesse is only 3 die 6.
Oh.
Or 3 dice. Oh, yeah, you're so much better. You remember these things. Yeah, he's got an extra finesse from his reward. I guess I should have drawn a a reward for that last plot point as well. Although technically it was held by he got a might. Okay, so now that's still not going to be enough.
No, it's still not.
It's still not going to be
Rats.
enough. Even if I rolled like 5 successes, which is highly unlikely. So he made it past the peril. Then he has to try to complete the plot point itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 5d6, but that, and I don't have another card to give me a might.
Is he ready?
That doesn't affect his might, babe.
Oh.
He is ready.
Oh, that affects. What does that affect? His brawl.
His brawl, yeah.
Rats.
So he has sprint. Looking to see if there's anything that I'm missing. No. Furious, no. Stand firm is the recoveries, which I rolled 1 on practically every recovery check. So I don't have anything else. So all I'll have is 5d6. Let's just see what I get. But this is the last turn of the game, so it's irrelevant. Only got 2 anyway, so I would have to roll 4 more on the next go. So he comes up short in this run through here.
Oh.
All right, we're going to
Man.
switch it. All right, so very cool. So always really, really hard with the dice to do kick in, and you really can't do anything about that. That's just part of the play. That's just part of what makes it a game. Is the dice have to kind of throw you a curveball once in a while. What? Once in a while. So I don't know. I'll have to go back and think about this. Where, if anywhere, where I actually want to make a change, because it should have played out correctly. It should have everything actually had a better chance of playing out correctly than of going the way it did. This was an anomaly in this playthrough because of the length of time that it took him in this alley over here. The length of time that it took him to deal with those guys really should have happened like probably 2 or 3 turns earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was an anomaly there, that although it delayed him there long enough that he wasn't able to get to the temple quick enough to have enough time for that test of strength at the very end. So I don't even know that I'm going to necessarily make any changes to this one. I might make some changes to it, but I kind of like the way it played. Let me know what you guys think. Leave me a comment, whether you're watching this video today or you're watching it later on. We should do, what about the giveaway? What about the giveaway?
Yeah.
So for this,
should it say something about dice?
Okay. Could you play this again to see if it will come out correctly? Well, I know I could have come out correctly. All I needed was, those extra 2 turns that I spent in the alley instead of doing it here. Maybe I could add another turn, make it a 10-turn scenario instead
Mm.
of
Give you a
instead of
little extra
9.
padding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this easily could have played out correctly. It just didn't get back to it. But good point, Phil. You always want to play it multiple times before you kind of make a final doom. The code word is doom, and I
Okay.
agree with DW Low. The
Doom.
code word is doom. So if you want to be entered to win this cozy, she calls it a cozy. So that's what we'll go with.
No,
Part
people
2 next
call it
Sunday.
different kinds.
Some people call it a koozie. Some people call it a cozy, as you choose. Um, so we're going to give this away next Thursday. We'll probably do something else in addition to the cozy. So we have some, because that'll be in March, right? Will that be March?
Yes, it'll be March
Next
2nd.
Thursday? Yeah. So that'll be the official start of our anniversary month, where we have had Pulp Alley going for 10 years. 10 years since the release of the very first edition book. So we're going to give this away next Thursday during our lives, plus some other stuff yet to be revealed. So be sure to join us next Thursday as we give this away. If you want to be entered into the drawing for this and the other goodies, you got to leave a comment on this video. Don't put it into the chat. Don't put it into the chat. Come back when this video closes and put a little comment on here, and it is Doom. 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 Oh, and the number of recovery checks that I failed. Like, once he got injured, like, how many recovery checks? That was a ton of recovery checks that he failed through the entire scenario and never once recovered. Doom. Oh, that was ridiculous. So the dice are the dice, and sometimes it just goes that way, right? If you play these games long enough, you know that this happens every Sunday. Every freaking Sunday.
No, it's not usually. Normally you bounce back. You switch out the dice.
Yeah, not
You feel a
today.
little better,
Not
but
today.
Not today.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. Also, be sure and please hit that like button. That's important to us. And be sure to hit that bell so you get notification when we upload a new video. Don't forget that the keyword is Doom. And we will see you very, very soon. Play us out of here, Bessie. Doodle doo 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 doom. Doodle doo 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 doom.